Well, from very early I was not really a romantic. I love rhythm and blues because that's what I grew up on. But when I heard Bob Dylan for the first time, I realized that he could do more with lyrics than just sing about romance. And so I actually started addressing social observations before I wrote a love song. Desperate Lover came up in a lot in the very early stages, but though I loved rhythm and blues and melody, but to the extent that even my protest songs have pretty melodies and rhythm and blues sounds. So Rastafari is an evolution. My music evolved. My Rastafarian philosophy is still evolving. And so it's like it was easy for me to merge both because I'd always approach songwriting and singing through a kind of consciousness what we Jamaican call. I think Jamaicans have a unique kind of consciousness in that it's very holistic and it's not confined to the middle or the upper middle classes. It's the salt of the earth that keeps generating this kind of consciousness because you have to have that kind of social and spiritual awareness to be able to survive slavery in all its new masks and different clothing. My mother was the first Rastafarian, and so from very early I heard my mother talking about Marcus Garvey. My mother never straightened her hair.
So were there Garveyites around you during that time?
I knew of Garveyites. My mother was not a Garveyite, but a lot of people of her generation revered Marcus Garvey. And so I was exposed to all the other churches in Christendom, from Roman Catholic to Salvation Army. The only church I never really attended was Jehovah's Witness. So I grew up always seeking, being somewhat aware of the need for spirituality to anchor my life to, and started out as Christian and read all kinds of stuff, and then Rastafari, and then started researching African history, Egypt. I realized that all of Christianity really is just the other side of so-called democracy and capitalism, where we were given a book for freedom, but it's not in the slave master's interest to give you a book that is going to free you. So something else is there. And so slowly and slowly through Marcus Garvey, His Majesty, and the Rastafari movement, I man just as Marcus said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. To be able to think. Jamaicans are always making up new words in our songs. My feeling about that is the fact that we are the only people that went into slavery that lost our language. So we keep making things to get away from the Queen's English. We keep just out of that create our own thing. And the strength of the resurgence of the love for Africa in the West is no more intense in any place as it is in Jamaica. So I recognize us as Jamaican culture as I recognize Jamaica as a cultural superpower, in that I know that a lot of the rap world, rhythm and blues world, rock world is borrowing from our music, because we have a major reservoir. It's not sophisticated, so these guys with their first world knowledge can take bits of it and make it sophisticated and sell it to their marketplace. But we as a small country, we're the third largest suppliers of popular music in the world. I mean, that's a phenomenon. That doesn't make sense in the scheme of things. So the Jamaica School of Music is turning out literate musicians every term, every graduation. So Jamaica music is alive and well and is going on its way to great places. I just have good things to say about it.
Last question, right? Are there any tips you can tell someone how to write a great song, like how your song transcend time?
Well, you see, years I just grew into this thing about greatness. I knew one thing when I didn't know that the songs would have been released. I didn't know that there was going to be a Babandi. But when I was trying to craft a song, it seemed to me that because it has a potential to be around for a long time, I emphasized I needed to have a story every time, and the story needed to have a meaning, and that was my ever-present thought. I must be understood, and I don't have a tip. My way is, if I'm a carpenter, I would do the best job I could. I'm writing a song. For instance, the songs that became the loves of people's lives. I wasn't even aware that I thought I was the only one feeling the way I was feeling. I didn't know that people were going to empathize and we were having similar experiences. So I take no credit for writing a great song. I don't have any tips, man.